In this book, we talk about why companies thrive in uncertainty and even chaos. So Jim reviewed a variety of companies that may basically beat the industry index by at least 10 times, and he calls these the 10Xers. And then he goes over a bunch of practical concepts for the 10Xers, such as the 20-mile march, firing bullets, then cannonballs, leading above the death line, zooming in and zooming out, and the smack recipe. So let me highlight a few good areas of this book. So some of the 10Xer cases were Amgen, Intel, Microsoft, Progressive Insurance, Southwest Airlines, and Stryker. These were the final set of 10Xer cases. And let me get into some of his good concepts here. This is his leadership triangle that he uses: fanatic discipline, empirical creativity, and productive paranoia. So he refers to that several times. And again, he's really focusing on times of uncertainty, which he says, there's always times of uncertainty. So the first concept is about this 20-mile march, which is really just keep moving forward. And he uses some examples about going to the South Pole, and one team was only able to go 5 miles one day, another was able to do 20, and then if you're feeling good and you want to do more than 20 miles, that might be okay, but it might be bad, and you need to use self-control so that you can save yourself for good days, for bad, in bad times. So a good 20-mile march has self-imposed constraints, an upper bound for how far you'll march when facing robust opportunity and exceptionally good conditions. So he uses this concept and to build confidence and to be able to prepare for those bad times. So one of the, a couple of things here. Clear performance markers, self-imposed constraints, appropriate to the specific enterprise. A good 20-mile march is within your control, within the right time frame, and you have a lot of consistency. Like I mentioned, it builds confidence. And he says, you could start this at any time. You can always start a 20-mile march to be consistent. His next concept is really about firing bullets then cannonballs. Fire a bunch of bullets. If you're hitting something, then go ahead and invest. But don't, go ahead and start with a cannonball because of probability, and you don't have enough data, and you might make a big mistake, and you blow all your resources. So again, he, repeatedly fire bullets, then cannonballs. Bullets are low cost. The bullet is low risk. It's low distraction. Did your bullets hit anything? Does it merit conversion to a big cannonball? And then fire cannonballs once you're calibrated. So that's a really good concept here. And leading above the death line is in his productive paranoia. One fatal blow could really hurt you. So build reserves. Zoom in and out. Zoom out. See the big picture of maybe what the competitive landscape is doing, and then zooming in to change your tactics. So this is good. Zooming out, like I just mentioned, and he builds upon these concepts and interconnects them. There's a concept called SMAC, which is about specific, methodical, and consistent. and really it's about consistency here, and being exact, and how companies have, you know, a recipe that they follow. They may not zigzag all the time. A SMAC recipe is a set of durable operating practices that create a replicable and consistent success formula. Okay, so and then he talks also about return on luck, which is basically preparing for bad events, and you know, when bad events happen or when good events happen, you're ready to execute because you've leveraged some of the prior principles. Here's an example about AMD. AMD was unable to make enough chips to meet demand. Customers wanted and rooted for AMD. They really wanted a viable alternative to Intel, but they couldn't reliably get enough K6 due to AMD's manufacturing problems. So they had to go back to Intel. So yeah, so a bunch of concept about, you know, return on luck. And then here's a good also, the who luck. You know, the right people, the right partners, the right teammates, the right mentors, is one of the most important types of luck. The best way to find a strong, current good luck is to swim with great people and to build deep and enduring relationships with people for whom you'd risk your life and who'd risk their lives for you. So, and then let me just kind of read the final statement here in the epilogue. We are not imprisoned by our circumstances. We are not imprisoned by the luck we get or the inherent unfairness of life. We are not imprisoned by crushing setbacks, self-inflicted mistakes, or our past success. We are not imprisoned by the times in which we live, by the number of hours in a day, or even by the hours we're granted in our very short lives. In the end, we can't control only a tiny sliver of what happens to us. But even so, we are free to choose and free to become great by choice. So that's